I'm Dustin with Rocky Mountain ATV MC, and today I'll be showing you how to install the Tusk ATV and motorcycle seat heater kit. Having a heated seat installed on your motorcycle or ATV can really make all the difference when you're riding in colder weather, especially when it comes to those longer trips. So today we'll be showing you how to install the Tusk ATV and motorcycle seat heater kit. Now, one thing that I do want to mention to you is that it's important that you know and understand what your machine's electrical output power is and to make sure that it can handle this kit. Now, this kit's only going to consume about 30 watts of power, which really isn't a whole lot in comparison to other electrical accessories that a lot of people run on their motorcycles and ATVs. But it's good to know this information just so you don't get stranded in the middle of nowhere with a dead battery. Now, what some people will do to free up some electrical energy is they will change over their headlights and their taillights to LEDs. And some people will even go as far as installing an upgraded stator. Now, most machines won't have a problem with this kit, but it's always good to reference your service manual and check out the electrical specs and make sure that you understand them. To do this job, we're just going to need a few basic hand tools. You will want to have a staple gun with 3/8 inch long staples, a drill gun, some drill bits, zip ties, silicone, and some safety glasses. To begin, start by removing the seat. All right, so once you get your seat off of the bike, we're going to take the heating element pad and we're going to place it onto the seat just so that way we can get a general idea of where we want to locate it. Now, for this, we don't want to have it up too high. Obviously, we were not going to be sitting on that part of the seat, so we're going to get it pretty centralized in this location. Then we're going to be taking staples out from the back side of the seat on the underside here, and then peeling the seat cover up to about this point. All right, so now we're going to take the heating pad and we're going to place it into position on the seat and get a better idea of where its final position will be. Now, when it comes to installing this, we can have the pigtail up front. If you choose to have it installed this way, you will have to drill a hole through the foam and then through the seat pan so that it can come out the bottom side, or you can run it with the pigtail coming off of the back of the seat. Now, for this, we're going to be drilling a hole through the seat foam and then running our pigtail through the bottom of the seat pan. All right, so now we're going to take our section of safety wire, we're going to run it through the bottom of the seat up to the top side, and then we'll attach it to the connector on our heating element, and then we'll pull it through. Now, you can use something suitable or comparable to safety wire, some string, or whatever can help you to get the connector through the seat. All right, so now that we've got this in the location that we want, there is a side to the adhesive here that we need to pull off some paper, and once we peel this back, we can then adhere the heat pad to the seat. Now, when you do that, you want to make sure that it's nice and smooth, that there's no wrinkles in the heat pad, so that way we get a really nice, good, clean fit. All right, so now that we've got that put onto the seat, we're going to take the silver reflective tape and we're going to apply this over the ends of the seat. Now, before we do the front one right here, we're going to take just a little bit of silicone and inject it into the hole that we've drilled just to kind of fill things in. All right, so now we've got the seat flipped over to the other side. We're going to start pulling the seat cover back down onto the seat. Again, we're going to work our way from the front to the back. All right, now once we're here on the bottom side where we've drilled the hole through the bottom of the seat pan, we can take some additional silicone and fill the hole that we had drilled through earlier. All right, so now we can begin to staple the seat cover back onto our seat. Now, ideally, you'd like to take your seat cover and place it into the sun. It just makes it a little more malleable, a little more easier to work with once the material's at temperature. So now we can take our staple gun. We're going to start from the front. We're going to pull the section of our seat cover nice and tight, and then we're going to begin stapling from the front and working our way back to the rear. All right, so now that we've got our seat all put back together, we can now move on to installing the harness onto the bike. In order to achieve the best fit, some parts may need to be removed from the bike to get the best routing. Things like the number plates and/or gas tank. All right, so we've got our tank removed and we can now begin running the wire harness for the seat heater kit. Now, some things that you should keep in mind is where are you going to locate your switch for the seat heater. For this bike, we're going to locate it up here in the headlight mask. That way, when we're riding the motorcycle, we can easily reach over and hit the switch. Now, once we've got our switch location figured out, we need to make sure that we have enough harness to be able to reach our battery as well as the connector for the seat heater unit itself. Now we will have to locate our relay. We'll probably put this up here in our headlight mask, and then we're just going to follow the stock wire harness routing, and we should have plenty of harness to get everything connected. Now after you've drilled the hole, you will either want to use a file or something suitable to make a notch in the hole that was just drilled for this indexing mark right here. So that way when the switch is installed into the headlight mask, it's not going to rotate inside of the bore. All right, so now that we've got our switch mounted in the headlight mask, we now need to run the rest of the harness. So we're going to route this through the headlight, and then we're going to follow the existing OEM harness routing until we can get this other end over to the battery. So now we've got our harness routing mocked up in the approximate location that we're going to install it. Now just before we begin to secure it to the bike with zip ties, we do want to make sure that our harness is away from any sharp edges or areas where it can prematurely wear and hot objects such as the exhaust. Now we also want to make sure that our leads are going to be able to make it to where the battery is located, as well as the connector will have sufficient length to make it to where you've located your seat heater. Now we've got a bus bar right here where we will be connecting many more electrical accessories. So this is about where we are going to place our contacts to connect to the battery. And then this is the approximate location where the seat heater's harness will connect onto the rest of the harness. So now that this looks like it's pretty good, we can go through and secure it with zip ties. Now we've got our relay mounted up here in the headlight. So once we've got everything secured, we can install our headlight mask, then we're going to route our switch, get it all mounted and connected. Now once you've got everything connected, harness, routed, you will want to double check and inspect it. Check the steering, turn the steering to fully to the left, fully to the right, and make sure that no wires are getting pinched. Once everything looks good, we can connect it to power and then reassemble the bike. All right, so once we've got the seat reinstalled onto the bike, we now need to test it to make sure that it works. So over here where we've mounted our switch, we've got two settings. We've got a high setting and a low setting. Low will illuminate green and high will illuminate red. Now we're gonna let that sit for just a few moments, and then we can feel the seat to make sure that it is heating up. Once everything is working well, we can then go ahead and reassemble the rest of the bike. And that's it. That's really all there is to it when it comes to installing this kit. And it makes a really great addition to your adventure bike for the cold weather on those longer trips, as well as your ATV, especially if you're plowing snow. Now, if you have any questions as to what we've done here today, feel free to leave us a comment below and we can get an answer back to you. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more product spotlights, how-tos, and top 5s. I'm Dustin with Rocky Mountain. Thanks for watching and keep the wrenches turning.